This is our 19-day journey across Vietnam, traveling from the north all the way down to the south. Hi, I'm Rochelle, and this is Us for Somewhere. Join us on day 2 as we visit the infamous Hanoi Hilton prison, where both French political prisoners and later American POWs, including Senator John McCain, were once held. We'll also stop by the B52 Victory Museum to get a glimpse into one of the most significant chapters of Vietnam's history. Then we'll slow things down with a walk around the beautiful Sword Lake here in Hanoi before continuing our journey through Sapa, Halong Bay, Hue, Da Nang, Hoi An, and eventually all the way to Ho Chi Minh City. If you missed day 1, we'll leave a link in the description below, where we explored Hanoi's massive aquarium and the famous train street.
Despite its almost cheerful nickname, there was hardly anything pleasant about the Hanoi Hilton. Originally built by the French in the late 1800s to imprison Vietnamese revolutionaries, the prison later became internationally known during the Vietnam War, when captured American pilots, including future U.S. Senator John McCain, were held here. Walking through the exhibits, you'll find preserved prison uniforms, original shackles, cramped holding cells, even the guillotine once used during the French colonial period. One thing that really caught our attention was just how incredibly small some of those cells were. They were barely large enough for one person, and yet they still had shackles fixed onto the floor. It honestly makes you wonder, in a space that small, why would you even need shackles? One of the most fascinating displays is the small sewer tunnel used by several Vietnamese prisoners during a daring escape. It's surprisingly narrow, making it even harder to imagine how they managed to squeeze right through it. Toward the end of the museum, the focus shifts to the American prisoners of war, offering another perspective on the prison's complicated history. Whether you're interested in history or not, it's one of those places that leaves you thinking long after you've walked back outside. Just a short ride away is the B52 Victory Museum.
What wreckage is this, Miguel?
This is a B52.
This is B52?
Yeah, actually that vertical stabilizer is short, so this is the G, not the G. Shot down during linebacker.
So I thought they used the one with a taller
Well,
stabilizer.
the tall tail were also used. It's a D model.
Outside, the twisted wreckage of an actual B-52 bomber immediately grabs your attention, serving as a reminder of one of those most intense chapters of the Vietnam War. In December of 1972, during what became known as the Christmas bombings, waves of American B-52 bombers carried out heavy air raids over the Hanoi and nearby cities. Despite the sheer size and power of these aircraft, North Vietnamese air defense units, using Soviet-made surface-to-air missiles, managed to shoot down several B-52s, something many believed would be nearly impossible at that time. Some of the wreckage recovered from these bombers can still be found in Hanoi today, with pieces displayed at museums like this one and at a few historic sites around the city. Inside, you'll find wartime photographs, military equipment, personal artifacts, and exhibits that tell the story from Vietnam's perspective. The museum isn't very large, so it's an easy stop to add to your itinerary if you're interested in learning a little more about this important chapter of Vietnam's history. Standing beside the enormous wreckage, it's hard not to imagine what the skies over Hanoi must have looked and sounded like during those 12 days in December. It definitely gives you a whole new appreciation for the history behind the city you're exploring. After a morning filled with history, it was definitely time for something a little bit lighter. And yes, we had to make a quick stop at 7-Eleven. One thing we were genuinely excited to find in Vietnam were these self-serve smoothie machines. You simply pick a cup filled with frozen fruit, place it into the blender, press a button, and about a minute later you've got yourself a freshly blended smoothie. We've only come across these in Japan before, so it was a fun surprise to see them here too. I don't know why, but there's just something satisfying about watching these machines do all the work. Smoothie in hand, we made our way to one of Hanoi's most iconic landmarks.
Sunday vibes, guys. It looks like and it feels like Hanoi is a place that you come here and you don't even have to plan anything for the day, most especially Sunday. You could just wake up late, have breakfast, and come out and take a stroll around. Nothing planned, nothing specific.
Hoan Kiem Lake is one of Hanoi's most beloved gathering places, and it's easy to see why. The name means Lake of the Returned Sword, inspired by a centuries-old legend in which Emperor Leloy returned a magical sword to a sacred turtle after helping drive away foreign invaders. Out in the middle of the lake sits Turtle Tower, quietly watching over one of Hanoi's most recognizable landmarks. As we wandered around the lake, we eventually reached Ngok Son Temple, sitting peacefully on its own little island and connected to the shore by the famous Red Hook Bridge. After spending the morning surrounded by history, this was exactly the change of pace we needed. We took our time exploring the temple grounds before heading back outside to enjoy the lakeside atmosphere. During the day, it's a peaceful place to slow down for a while. But as the sun goes down, the bridge begins to glow, transforming one of Hanoi's most famous landmarks into an even more beautiful sight. It was a perfect day to end our second day in the city. That's it for day 2. Next week, we'll leave the capital behind and head north to Sapa, where we'll trade the busy streets of Hanoi for winding mountain roads, spectacular rice terraces, and some of the most breathtaking scenery in Vietnam. We hope you'll continue the journey with us as we discover even more of this incredible country. If you enjoyed today's adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next stop. Thanks for coming along. We'll see you somewhere